What up, family? It's your boy Amaru, and we are back with another episode of One Gotta Stay. It's been a couple weeks, and I'm okay with because I like my time. But I also like coming back, especially with some panelists I have been wanting to have on here for a long time. I'm very happy to do so. Everybody else you've seen, but I'm gonna get right into it. Haley, I finally got you on the show. How are you doing today? Very happy to see you.
Fantastic. I woke up in the afternoon, which is that's when you know it's a good day.
But yeah. I think I've been waking up in the afternoon for a while now, even during work. Never mind. Let me not say that. Hey, Drew, how you doing? Good to see you back.
How's it going? Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Of course, anytime. One of our resident regulars now. Ever since he learned about the show, he's just been like, I'm here. Chad, who decided to wear a Halloween mask before the Halloween episode.
And I didn't do it until before you press record or whatever. Yeah, I love being on the show. We always have a great time debating, arguing. So it's gonna be fun.
Yelling. Probably one of the masters of debaters. Mr. Emmanuel, I put my brother in the chat first, and then I was like, shit, wrong Emmanuel. So this will always happen. How you doing, sir? Oh, now you're muted. You were working the entire time.
I said I'm doing good and making it happen. I'm sorry, I didn't press the red button. I'm sorry. It's okay.
Try to be professional when you're muting stuff, man. What's going on?
Yeah.
It's fine. And I have not had this man back since the Rugrats episode. He literally scared off other panelists. Like, fam, I'm not doing that again. Ryan made me look like a fool. So I'm very excited to have him back. Please come back after this episode, everybody else. It is a fun time. Mr. Kane, how you doing? Good to see you back. How you doing today?
Okay, with that introduction, it's almost as making me feel sorry for being on that episode. I mean, I was just passionate about Rugrats, and to be honest, I'm surprised. I'm actually amazed that you brought me back on here. I thought after that episode, I was just a one and done. But, I'm going to try to mellow out a little bit. I won't try to, snap at everybody. But, I can't promise that, but I can guarantee that I'm not going to be shouting over the top of my lungs.
I'm with Nerdy Blur. Bring it anytime, especially for this 4 that we have today. So I've been on an actor run because ever since the first and second episode, I haven't really done an actor. So this week we have 4 fairly consistent actors and actresses. They kind of same level, at least in my eyes. Lots and lots of movies, a lot of really great ones, some not so good. We already got people going, what are you talking about? So this is exactly why I put them together. We got Mr. All right himself, Matthew McConaughey. Hold on. There you go, Haley. Tony, your husband says hi.
Wife. Yes, that's me. Hi, Tony. Hi, husband.
We got Miss Sandra Bullock, who I actually had originally with the first group of 4 actresses. Then I decided to put Julia Roberts in instead. So I said I needed another list with Sandra to see how she does. The female action star herself, Charlize Theron, and everybody's favorite auntie, Miss Angela Bassett. Nothing more needs to be said about her. She is amazing. And we'll see about that. Because going first, telling us their 4th out. Who do they pick? Chadwick Webb. Who is your name?
All right. So I kind of struggled with these last 2 that I have. I won't reveal the second out, but I struggled with these 2. I know that these are the bottom 2, so I don't know. I maybe probably could have switched them, but yeah, Angela Bassett is my first name. So okay.
No.
So I think we literally lost 2 people watching the show just when you said Angela Bassett. But go ahead, sir.
I will hear you out.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. So I approached this like with because I was just looking over her filmography again, and I was like, I don't know if I made a mistake, probably, but I was like, I had like my reasoning was I've never really seen her like star in a film. I don't really know many films that she's the person, like her name across the top or whatever the poster. So, and I know that doesn't really make or break and it doesn't mean that she's not a great actress. She definitely is. Because I was looking over some of her movies and I was like, I would hate to lose some of these actually. So I may have made a mistake here a little bit, but I definitely wouldn't put her in the top 2 for sure. Because of my reasoning there. But yeah, I mean, because I would definitely want to keep Mission Impossible, Fallout. She was in Black Panther, Endgame, Boys in the Hood, all those movies I would really love to keep for sure. So if it's we got to get rid of all those movies now, but I wouldn't say she's the best part of any of those movies as much as she's great in them.
I'm assuming nobody else has her 4th. Please tell me nobody else has her.
No, because nobody else is making crazy decisions like that.
Okay, good.
She's not
on here, I think, though.
Go ahead.
She's not.
How could you put Angela Bassett last? That's out of all 4 of these people, you put the most talented person last because she doesn't carry a quote unquote movie. She single-handedly is carrying the American Horror Story. Her and Sarah Paulson are single-handedly carrying American Horror Story through the
hate
world.
her in American Horror Story.
Oh my God!
That was the worst. I kind of stopped watching it because of the merits. I just don't like American Horror Story anymore. But when she came, it's not her specifically. It was just that season, the witch season or whatever that she came in. I just didn't really like that, and yeah.
Oh, you're a braver man. I quit after season 1.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I never been American Horror Story hate, but Angela Bassett made the season she was in good. She made them redeemable. It was her role that helped the show.
Yes, carried the whole entire season. Return to Roanoke.
I can imagine the back problem she has now from supporting that show.
Okay.
Tony, you are in England.
Oh, Tony.
Divorce.
Damn,
Divorce. That's a divorce now.
Are you serious?
Name a lot of stars.
Back though.
If you can't name a movie that Angela Bassett is the star, you don't know nothing about Black cinema. And that's
true. But at the same time, even if she was not the main star, if you see her in a movie, you will recognize her. She will leave you an impression like she did in Contact, and also in she got to play the same character twice, Betty Shabazz in Malcolm X and Panther.
And Panther. Yes.
And
great.
If you want to jump into franchise or at least in the geek realm, Green Lantern is a terrible fucking movie, and you wonder why she's in it. But if Viola Davis was not cast as Amanda Waller in Suicide Squad,
she'd be perfect.
Yeah, Angela Bassett would be the best person because she played her in Green Lantern. She was never given a lot to work with, but it's the moment she shows up in Black Panther, yes, but I'm waiting for her if she ever gets a role to really show her strength as an actress, the confidence and defiance she can show you.
She has, but it's been so long that people forget. But before we get into that,
we can get
Emmanuel just keep talking his stuff. Emmanuel, who was your 4th out? Who do you say is the correct one to be gone up out of here?
The first person, and this is because of the list. It's not because they're not talented. It's because of the list. And the first person to go was the easiest decision to make, and that was Charlize Theron.
No!
Oh my God.
The easiest.
Wow.
When you talk about works and you have to get rid of somebody, one got to stay. And everything they do is gone. What do we lose from? What do we lose from her? Perfume commercials, what do we lose from Charlize Theron that is absolutely necessary against everybody else on this list? Nothing. You lose nothing.
Atomic Blonde has the best fight scene of the decade.
Charlize Theron has turned her career. She is someone who takes every role she has seriously, even something stupid like you would see out of Sweet November, where she plays a love interest to Keanu Reeves, where she gets terminal disease. she puts her heart and soul into almost everything she does. The only time she is ever, I don't know what's the phrase, cashing it in, just there for a check. You can tell, but every now and then when I see her in roles, even in something bad like Aeon Flux, I still think she is that good. And if you've not seen her in The Old Guard, I'm like, come on, that's one Netflix movie I am willing to watch over and over again because of Charlize.
I have 3 words: the Italian Job. Nothing else needs to be said.
Yes.
And the work she put in for Monster, to like go off of what Ryan said, and the dedication.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. She had a good 2003. Okay, congratulations.
She just did freaking Bombshell, dude. Like,
Yeah.
like she's still doing it.
Bombshell.
Did anybody else have Charlize Theron also out at number 4?
No.
Oh damn!
No, I'm saying.
No. But Bombshell, like really, she just did Bombshell, a movie about a movement not started by anybody that looks like anybody in that movement in Columbus by those people on Fox News. Get out of here. That story didn't need to be told. There were far
The
other
story
things
really
that
didn't
could
need
be
to be
done.
told, but what she brought to the role was what was important.
Nah.
I don't need to see that
Let's be
movie,
honest.
man.
She
You're not gonna
contributed
see it.
so much to that movie, and honestly,
How
I think
about this
she did a
one?
great part.
Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
She is the
I was gonna
strongest.
wait, but
No one has ever eclipsed Tom Hardy in any role outside of her. And also, you want to talk about she's done a lot of good stuff in independent movies like Gringo, Tully. I mean, for Christ's sake, Young Adult. Those are movies where she really tests herself.
absolutely.
Yeah, you're not saying anything that hits home. You're just not. It's like saying Cam Newton on the Panthers. Like, I guess he's good, but like it just sucks. Sorry.
Oh my god, this is gonna be too much.
All right. Well, with that, I'm gonna move on, and I'm gonna go to me. I'm gonna say my 4th out, and I had to make sure I knew who was definitely going out because I had the person in mind, and I had to double check. I did switch one of my positions, but this wasn't it. I am getting rid of Miss Sandra Bullock because looking over her list,
Okay. Yeah.
and I see there are definitely movies I absolutely love. A Time to Kill is amazing.
Speed.
Demolition Man is a kind of cult classic, and even more so than that. 2 Weeks Notice is pretty good. I am having trouble here. There's not a movie that I really need to see again from her.
Speed and Gravity.
No and no.
What?
No and
What?
no. Gravity is a one-time thing I never need to see again. And Speed,
But no one's Speed.
I've not seen Speed in 20 some odd years. I can watch Charlize Theron do action better than Sandra Bullock can do. I love Sandra Bullock.
Fair.
I do.
That was Sandra in her early career. If you're going to compare Charlize in her later career of action to Sandra's early career, that's apples to oranges, honestly.
Here's what definitely did it for me that made me think, you know what? I definitely don't need Sandra Bullock. Oceans is probably my favorite franchise that isn't sci-fi. That is not sci-fi ever. And I did not care for Ocean's 8 one.
I loved it.
I loved it.
See, I didn't like it. I have not seen it again.
I loved it.
I have not seen the Ocean's 8 again. I have watched Ocean's 11, 12, and 13 at least 20 times apiece. At least. Meaning by now, since Ocean came out, 8, I should have seen it at least 3 more times. I have had no inkling to see it again. And if you make me not want to see my favorite franchise, I'm sorry. I was very surprised. I was like, I gotta love Sandra. I'm gonna just keep looking at movie after movie after movie. Like, no, I'm good. Anybody agree with me at all?
I don't agree with you. I don't,
But
She
no,
is not first out of my list.
right.
I kind of do agree with you a little bit there. To be honest, like this was the switch that I was actually kind of talking about the whole Angela Bassett thing. And the only reason why I gave Sandra Bullock the edge was just because she has been a leading person. But if you are going to what movies you have to get rid of, I would like to keep more of Angela Bassett's over Sandra Bullock. So, because Speed and Gravity, I think, are the only two that I really love.
Let's be real, is that Sandra Bullock makes movies that high school teenagers watch on road trips to Disney. That's it. That's all. Like, Sandra Bullock, like, let's be real. She makes movies that people like to watch while they're traveling. Like, it's like, I don't know. It's like
movies.
syndicated movies.
That's very specific, but I understand.
You understand that.
I get your point. I get your point, but I disagree on the latter. Because I have my parents. They love my dad. My dad loved Miss Congeniality. He played it on. If it came on HBO, he didn't care what we were doing. He would have that on regardless. It made me sick of that movie, but I came back to loving it because it was my dad's favorite. And also, I mean, her in The Proposal. She's the one time where she's out of character of being the nice girl. She's actually being a bitch. I actually did not mind. And I'm gonna be honest. All About Steve is trash, garbage fire.
God, no.
But it's the garbage fire where I would not say no to if I just wanted a palate cleanser, like to scrub my brain over watching a marathon of either horror or comedy or dramas.
Yes.
Look, here's the deal. You basically gave me every reason why she's out first. Every single movie you listed that you've seen, I have enjoyed. I don't watch them again.
No.
I don't want to see them. I don't need to see them
I
again.
guess that's where it falls in the airplane movie category.
Yeah.
Yes, it has to.
Airplane movie category.
Like, you watch it, it's on,
That's
you
it.
enjoy it, but you don't go back to it. That being said, Ocean's 8, The Proposal, and
I will see it
Demolition
again.
Man, I can watch them whenever. I can put them on whenever, and I love them. I love them too much to put her last.
Well, Haley, keep it going. Tell us who you had last. Who do you have out? I mean, it's kind of process of elimination. I don't understand, but go ahead.
Okay, so let's so I had to kick Matthew McConaughey out. I think honestly all he is a nice voice. That is probably like the only redeeming factor I think he has. He's been in way too many flops. He has played the same role too many times. And his movies, honestly, I can do without them. What am I going to lose some like what Emmanuel said with Charlize Theron? I'm going to lose some Lincoln ads.
Yeah, that's all you lose. And a catchphrase. It's all you lose is Lincoln ads and a catchphrase.
I'm tired of hearing. So that's why I have to pick him last.
But Magic Mike.
And
Magic Mike.
And
movies are fairly amazing. Both of them.
You're being very.
There's
Gotta be being funny right
Magic
now. Those
Mike.
are awful.
He's replaceable in Magic Mike.
But the movie itself, I am not being funny. I watched Magic Mike and was like, this is a good, enjoyable fucking movie.
It
and
is.
Number 2, with Data in it, and Twitch, I was like, this is a good, enjoyable fucking franchise. But anyway.
See, out of all movies that I would say, like, okay, you keep Matthew McConaughey, Magic Mike is not one of them.
See, so
I'm gonna argue it there on The Time to Kill. Matthew McConaughey is great in that, but at the same time, that's one of the films I can actually see him like Magic Mike, where he can be replaced, where I can see another actor in there, like Matt Damon, or somebody who was like around during their prime, like a Jude Law or so. Like I can see them in that role. Sure, it'd be weird to see Jude Law try to pull off a Southern accent, but but Jude Law is used to being in dramatic films. But I agree with Haley. I mean, it's just there's so many flops in his career to where he was nothing but a joke until, let's say, Dallas Buyers Club, until people started taking him seriously again.
Even though they throw away that movie.
Just by process of elimination, Ryan and Drew, I'm guessing you both had Matthew out fourth as well.
Yes, first one out.
Wow.
Go ahead.
I had him going out fourth as well too.
Well, I mean, I'm just. Hey, you're not okay. Bernie, I've not seen Bernie yet. How to lose a guy in 10 days in NTV?
No,
not my favorite.
They disappear off the face of the earth, and I wouldn't blink.
Matthew McConaughey.
Go ahead.
So Matthew McConaughey he's all right. He's good. I put him going fourth over Charlize Theron because I think there are some comedic things that I wouldn't want to get rid of. However, he's not. They're trying to play him now like this Jim Carrey-esque character that was like doing comedy, and now he's like doing super serious stuff, and nothing ever lands and nothing ever sticks. Like I look at his list right now, his filmography right now, and I go, I could do without all of these things, just a little less than Charlize.
The movie The Gentleman is the first Guy Ritchie film I have loved as much as Snatch. I don't know what y'all are talking about. But Drew, is there anything else you want to add? Why you have Matthew out first?
As well. That would be the only movie that I would be sad to go when it comes to him. But it was just, I didn't even put no thought behind it. When I saw the list, it was just like, okay, he's gone. Like, let me put the other three and see where I want to place them. So no love lost, just yeah.
I guess nobody's up for the Wolf of Wall Street or Tropic Thunder either.
He can be replaced.
Yeah, look, he's good in moments in Tropic Thunder. His best moment is pretty much when he's like, when Ben Stiller calls him saying he killed a panda and he mistaked it for a hooker. That's the only good part. The only good funny part he's in. And
let's be real. Let's be real. Matthew McConaughey is interchangeable at this point in my brain. Like, I can see Selena and Jennifer Lopez as the same person. Matthew McConaughey and Owen Wilson are the same person in my brain, and I cannot distinguish them.
Matthew McConaughey,
he doesn't even deserve to really be on the list, but like, he's number 4.
Matthew McConaughey throughout the 2000s and late 90s and early, like he was the rom-com guy, either from The Wedding Planner, from the action, Sahara, Fool's Gold. Like,
Sahara was good. I like that movie. Leave that alone.
Sorry, but
maybe not good, but I like that movie.
That was not. Hey, you want to shoot down Speed and you want to shoot down a few in The Proposal. I'm going to shoot down Sahara. But
it makes more sense. I know.
I'm pretty much just reiterating everyone says. He's interchangeable. He just doesn't really stick out to me. There are movies I forget that he's in. Like, I forgot he was in Contact, the same movie Angela Bassett is in. If it wasn't for a time to, yeah, exactly.
Well, with that, here's where we're at now. I believe. I mean, if things are a little different, that's fine. But Haley, Ryan, we got to put Ryan Payne because there's like 5 Ryan P's in this community. And Drew all had Matthew gone first. I had Sandy gone. That will go away eventually. Emmanuel, I believe, has Charlize out first. And Chad, there you go. Bye, Sandy. And Chad did what he did. It seems like every time Chad's on the show, I just end up saying that. Chad did what he did. I don't know why, but he did it. But we're going to move on from there. Mr. Payne, keep it going. Who did you have as your number 3, sir?
My number 3, compared to all the other, my number 3 was Sandra Bullock. I have nothing against her as an actress. She's one of my favorites when it comes down to the small roles she's in, like Demolition Man, like Speed, and when she does like comedy, when she's in certain rom-coms, like While You Were Sleeping, I think she's subtly good, and I like a couple of the comedies she's led, like Miss Congeniality, like The Proposal. And also she was underrated in the movie Infamous, where she shares the screen with Toby Jones, like the other oh my god, Capote biopic. Like, when you see her in certain films where she gets to shine or at least show you her capability, she's great. But then compared to the rest of her career, the Forces of Nature, why was she there? All About Steve, Garbage Fire, and then of course The Blind Side. God, I mean, first view, you're thinking, oh, she's great. Then you look back and it's like white privilege, white saviorism, just for a feel-good movie. And then I have to agree with Amaru. Ocean's 8 really wasn't the best. I actually fell asleep through it the first time. The second time, I paused it, and I forgot to go back to it because it just didn't hit me. It was just Sandra Bullock. It was just Sandy. If we had more time with Cate Blanchett, Anne Hathaway, and Helena Bonham Carter and Sarah Paulson, I would be more invested into it. But the fact that it's all Sandra Bullock
was in that movie, she was amazing in it.
I admit I do have to go back to it, but I just have not wanted to, and it's so sad to me because I was so excited. Did anybody else?
It was just bittersweet. The movie was just bittersweet for me. Like, I had too much expectation for that, and it was bittersweet.
Did anybody else have Sandra Bullock going out second? Chad, yeah, you kind of mentioned that. And Haley, yes, thank you. Thank you. Not too far off. Go ahead. Any other reasons you want to add on to why Sandra was your number 3 instead of the other 2?
I love Demolition Man. It's one of my favorite movies. But that being said, that was really I like Ocean's 8 a lot. I can go back to that anytime. I like The Proposal a lot. I love seeing Betty White skydive. But
Yeah.
I don't love those movies as much as I love other movies. So I could go without them. But
Oh my God!
fourth.
I just remember she was in Crash. I remember she was in Crash.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. She could go fourth if.
Y'all need to put some respect on Sandra Bullock's name. Okay, like, all this integration going on right here. Not okay. Not okay.
Chad, why is he wrong?
So, well, I mean, it's one of those things where like you put a list of 4. I had 2 that I love, and then I have 2 that I can kind of like do without, to be honest. In my life. So I mean, like a lot of people have been raising the arguments about like like Matthew McConaughey, like, oh well, we can like get rid of those or we don't want to get rid of those movies, but we can get rid of him in those movies. That's kind of how I feel about Angela Bassett a lot. So that's why I kind of put Sandra Bullock third, because there's a lot of movies where she's just integral to those movies. Like, I feel like you can't really do Speed without her. She was great in that. And then, Gravity, she's the whole movie, basically. They George Clooney takes like a side saddle to her in that. And I don't know. I mean, I don't really.
Hey.
Oh, damn.
Go ahead.
It looks like the internet boots you out for your hot takes.
Sure. That's just how I feel. Sorry.
Oh, all right. Well, from there, we haven't heard from Drew a lot. So, Drew, you're number 3. Who did you choose and why?
And forgive me because I always say her name wrong. Charlize, whatever.
Charlize Theron.
Charlize. Yes. At first, when I first looked at the list, she was much higher up for me. Again, I am a sci-fi action movie type of girl, and she gives us a lot of sci-fi action movies, but that's all, not all that she gives, but that's all that she gives that I enjoy watching. So she's kind of like a one-trick type of pony a little bit. But I do love her movies. I own a lot of her movies, and I rewatch a lot of her movies. She's just, when I think about Bombshells, it's so easy to mistake her for other blonde-haired actresses. So it's like, I can kind of do without you a little bit, even though I do love some of your movies. That's it.
I disagree.
Did anybody else besides me agree? Because I also have Charlize out there.
Wow.
I have her out first, half of her, but she agreed. Wow. I agree that she's not memorable. She's not a memorable actress.
So here's
I love Snow White. I love The Huntsman. I love all those movies. Like, I truly do. But it's like,
here's the deal with Charlize. First gut reaction, I had her where I was keeping her. And then I looked at the films. I was like, okay, well, Devil's Advocate is great. And Old Guard I really loved. All the action she's been doing is lovely. Freaking Atomic Blonde was great. And then I looked at the rest of her films. I was like, I'm keeping her because Tully and Long Shot. Well, I haven't seen Long Shot again. Still another movie.
I love Long Shot.
You have to see Long Shot.
I have to see Long Shot. I know that. But Tully and Young Adult was like movies that I think other people will like. And then it reminded me, I could not stand Mad Max Fury Road. So fuck that. What? You and my number 3 can switch. I don't care about that movie whatsoever. I saw it. It's like, what is going on? So that as soon as I saw,
confused.
As soon as I saw and was like, stop worrying about other people. Mad Max Fury Road is a movie I never need to see again. I barely remember anything from it.
Dude.
Charlize can move from number 2 to number 3. I agree with you, Drew.
Tell me one movie that Charlize Theron is in that could not also be done by Sarah Paulson or
all of them.
She could not do
Days in the Valley.
Sarah Paulson could never.
She couldn't do Mad Max. She couldn't do Mad Max.
Sarah Paulson or Uma Thurman.
Mad Max.
Uma Thurman and Charlize Theron are
Sarah
the
Paulson
same
made
person.
me quit American Horror Story. To be honest. I
I'm
hate
sorry.
Sarah
Charlize gives a
disrespect
caliber.
Love
Charlize has
Sarah.
a different caliber compared to Sarah Paulson and Uma Thurman.
I hated her in that movie.
We won't denigrate the name of the American goddess Sarah Paulson. We're not talking about her in
love her
respect
to
to Charles. We're just saying
She
that
could not
she's
do those
good.
roles.
She
I
can't.
don't think.
I disagree.
I think Uma Thurman might be one of the only actresses, at least given a chance, who could do action like Charlize can do. Very true.
If she was given the chance.
Because she's been given the
Yes.
she's been given the chance. There's probably other actresses who can. I just haven't seen it. So what I've seen, Uma can match Charlize.
Charlize-
Best of acting, no.
Charlize is dope. She is
Depending-
amazing. I do think she's a better actor than Uma. I just don't need. I was lying to myself. I did not need to keep her movies over the other two. I really did not. So that's where I'm at.
There are movies I will fight to say that Charlize is the right person for the role because she has a different caliber. Because in certain performances, in a way, I compare it to a way like Nicole Kidman. The role she gives you for what her roles, whoever she's playing, it's about what's underneath the surface, not what's on top. Because her and Nicole Kidman had two similar trajectories where they had roles where they were just cast as the pretty faces, but then you see later on in their careers, they're showing more subtle. They're showing more like under mysterious, almost enigmatic performances to where you see them. They can go from one person. They can switch on a dime. Not more of like go 0 to 60, but they can show you from someone who's traumatic and then switch it to where they're trying to keep it all. They're trying to keep it all in check for someone they care about.
I guess I could see that. I don't know.
Well, Emmanuel, let's go to you. Who did you end up having number 3 on your list?
Number 3 on my list had to go, and it was the second easiest decision was Matthew McConaughey.
Okay.
Second easiest choice. I mean, when you look at the rest of the list, it's like, okay, like I couldn't do Family Vacations without Sandy, and like the car rides. Like I'm a high school teacher, so like the bus rides alone would be terrible without Sandra Bullock movies. Let's be real. And Matthew McConaughey is just like, like there are other people in better movies that I can watch than the Matthew McConaughey movie. There just are.
All right.
And I guess I don't know who else had Matthew number 3. Anybody else? Oh, all right. Well, we are now down to everybody's final 2. I have Mr. All right himself and Angela. Haley and Ryan both have Charlize and Angela Bassett. Emmanuel and Drew have Sandy and Angela. And again, Chad is doing
your intelligence right there.
But again, he has Charlize and Matthew McConaughey. And what we are left with at the moment, which looking at the numbers, I think I know who's going to be talking first. Because we have one person who kept Sandra Bullock, 2 people who kept Angela Bassett, and 3 people who kept Charlize. So the person on the island, the person who kept Sandy, I believe we all know who that is. Go ahead, Mr. Music Teacher. Talk your crap. We'll let you go first. I think.
I did not keep Sandy.
Oh, shit. Okay, so whoever picked Sandy.
We'll pull that back up.
Yeah.
All right. nice little bait switch.
Yeah, this one was a last minute switch for me. At first, I did have Bassett, Angela, Auntie Soror as my number 1 pick. She's the best actress on this list. But in recent times, she's, like you guys said, not the star. She's usually somebody's mama, even though she had a great run earlier on, and I love Angela. But Sandy, I don't know. I just love her. Miss Congeniality was one of my favorite movies as a kid. I feel like it's like this childhood crush that I've had forever. I just always loved her. She's one of my favorite white women out there. So no real reasoning. I just like her. Blindside, even though that is a very Karen movie, white savior, I watch it a lot. Please forgive me because I love her. In it, Bird Box was kind of cool. I don't really do scary movies, and I was able to, what's the story, whatever category, suspense, it makes me feel like that. but I was able to watch it and I loved it. Ocean's 8, y'all talk a lot of shit about it, but it's like maybe my top 2 Ocean's movies. I loved it. I love her. If she's in a movie, I'm gonna go see it. The proposal's good, Speed's good. I love Sandy. Sorry, Auntie, but
Nice.
You just described TV dinners.
With Drew going with Sandy, me and Emmanuel went with Miss Angela Bassett, and Haley Ryan and Chad went with Charlize. Again, I had Charlize first, and then based off Gentlemen alone, I moved Matthew up, and Tropic Thunder and Wolf of Wall Street are just great. But Angela Bassett has been in classic after classic after classic. And even back then when she was actually heading, Tina Turner should have won an Oscar.
Oh, definitely.
And Waiting to Exhale on its own.
It should have.
All right. So usually when I'm arguing these things, I go against movies that I couldn't stand watching as a kid. And as a kid, when my family was watching it, What's Love got to do with it? Waiting Excel. I was like, are y'all watching this shit again? If I can go back and look at it and say there is no way that those two movies can go, even as much disdain as I had as a kid, that alone, I still got to groove back. Even though they say technicality and Black Panther on top of that, I can't.
I mirrored those same sentiments when it came to What's Love Got to Do with It, Waiting Excel, and Stella Got Her Groove Back. Like, my parents would have that movie on, just like an 8 or 9-year-old just wanting to freaking watch my whatever action movie I wanted to watch. I'm like, can we just be done with this already? I'm sick and tired of this. But at the same time, Angela Bassett, she's 100%. She represented the women during the 90s of strong female empowerment of the character she played. So, like Stella Got Her Groove Back. She plays somebody who has, I don't know, lost like her like almost like her vigor or like her love of life. She just leaves her job. She leaves town, goes to Jamaica. She meets somebody new. She gets her confidence back. She gets her her sexiness back. And it's just like you just watch that movie and you see someone just finding a new I'm trying to say find a new life or just finding themselves again instead of that's the reason why how Stella got her groove back, like how she got her confidence, how she got her swagger back. And then of course with Wayne Excel, that slow-mo where she torches her ex-bo's car on fire. That's that has been put into pop culture, in cinema, in memes.
Everything.
So are you switching your vote now? Is that what I'm hearing? That you're switching your vote to put her first?
What do you mean? Oh no, I'm saying she's interchangeable. Honestly, like I
have to agree with Ryan.
Interchangeable.
Wait. I mean, it was hard. I can switch between her and Charlize on my list, but when it comes down to Angela Bassett, though, I remember her more from her career in the 90s and early 2000s than I do later, which is why she is she's second to last. Like she's my third on my list. No, second. I'm mixed up.
Sometimes for an actress or an actor, it is okay for your biggest hits to be behind you. That is all right. And no matter who comes in after you, no one's ever done it or is going to do it like you did it. There will never be another Angela Bassett. There will never be another Billy D. Williams. There will never be anybody who does what people like them do. Like when you look at this list of 4 names, that is the only heavyweight on that list. Angela Bassett is the only heavyweight on that list, and she might not carry quote unquote carry movies by themselves right now. Angela Bassett is over 60, and she looks better than most people in their 30s. Let's be real.
Yes, bro. Yes. You know what I just realized?
Contest, then maybe. So a beauty contest, then maybe.
Yeah, but what other actress at 50, at 60 is carrying movies in America by themselves? What actress over that age limit, over 45? Jennifer Lopez? Like, no, they're terrible. They're horrible. So
I also have to add,
Neeson.
She can, unlike anyone on this list, she was teetering with Charlize with me. She can go from movies to TV very well, unlike anyone else on this list.
So everybody's switching their vote then. That's what I'm hearing. Everybody's switching their vote.
Yeah, don't
mind trick me. Okay, quit waving your hand like that, like you trick me.
All I'm hearing is positives from 6 people. That's all I'm hearing.
Positive, yeah.
You can't talk bad about Angela.
I can't talk bad about her, but compared to Charlize,
Hustlers is what you brought up. Hustlers is what you brought up. No, never.
Yeah,
Sorry.
No, that's not my point. I'm just saying she and Charlize are very interchangeable in my list. Like the next day, I could put her at number 1, and then the day after that, Charlize is number 1. Like it's hard for me to choose between them. But if you're putting a gun to my head right now, I'm putting Bassett at 2. It's just if you don't like it, you can pull the trigger.
I hate to talk to you like Dr. Umar. Like I'm about to have a Dr. Umar moment
on this list.
No.
Bassett should have been somebody else because she's better than everybody that you have on this list.
Yes.
So it was kind of disrespectful to see her with them, and it's also disrespectful that I didn't pitch you as number 1. But
I'll tell you the truth. When I put the list together, Angela was not on this list. She was in a different list, and I couldn't find anybody else to hold weight with the other 3. And I was like, oh, Angela holds weight. Let me move her over here because I also don't have any black people on the list. So let me put a black person on the list. My last thing before I let y'all talk about Charlize, y'all were talking about interchangeability. You know who could actually do the role Charlize could do and then do other roles? Angela Bassett. She would kill every single action role Charlize has ever did it. Every single.
I would like to see it. I can't promise.
I would love to see it.
But I see Angela Bassett as the one, as the person in power, the woman in charge. Honestly,
the only limit is her age. If she was the same age, if you take Waiting to Exhale Angela Bassett and put her into all that, kill it.
I would love to see Mad Max.
There's a clip floating around on YouTube. Angela Bassett, and this is what solidified her greatness for me. This is really odd and really specific, but there's a clip floating around on YouTube of Angela Bassett in some press junket somewhere, and somebody asked her something about a Shakespeare. She had done Shakespeare before, and anybody who has seen that clip of Angela Bassett doing the Scottish play, I'm telling you, it is absolutely amazing, and no one else on that list has that kind of weight and gravitas. Talk about lead something. Hustlers is indeed a great movie. Go away. Hustlers is not a great movie.
We've taken it over. Go ahead, Haley. Go ahead, Ryan. Go ahead, Chad. I'm going to stop talking for like 5 seconds.
Okay, so I got to say, I said it before. I'm going to say it again. The stairwell fight scene in Atomic Blonde and what Charlize Theron brought to that was probably one of the best fight scenes of the decade.
Like a 20-minute one-take shot. It's amazing.
And not only that fight scene was fantastic, it subverted the expectations of what everyone thought what a fight scene would be. They would think it would be continuous, where the protagonist comes out on top and walks away not tired, no scratch on them, or they walk away with a broken nose, ready for the next fight. No, she gets winded, she gets cut, she gets nearly beaten and choked out.
In a car accident.
And she was shot. And she gets shot. So you see her wounded. Yeah, you see that in Daredevil, but this one does it better. This does it better.
I don't know about that.
Daredevil's different. Daredevil had to do the one-take fight by pushing him into out. You don't see 45% of the fight in the hallway scene. In Atomic Blonde, you're seeing everything to where she is groggy, standing up, barely able to throw a punch, having to resort to using a pen, anything she can get her hands on to come out on top.
And the line, am I your bitch now? Oh my God. It's so good.
And also that was, I know. Oh, go ahead, Chad. Go ahead.
No, you can add something, man.
I'm going to say, you may hate Fury Road, and I will hold that to you. But
I respect it. I just don't like it.
If Charlize was not a strong opposite to Tom Hardy, I think that movie would fall apart, because Charlize gives you somebody through physicality, through facial expression of someone who is wounded, who has a traumatic past, someone you want to learn more about, but does not bother to tell you her whole life story. All she has is this one mission: save this generation of young women from being used as tools to give them a future. And even then, she's not wasting her time. Sure, she has that one moment with Max where she says she's looking for redemption. She's trying to fix her mistakes, but she's not trying to break it out into like a 2 or 3 minute monologue as you would see with most comic book movies or melodramatic TV shows. It's just
that's writing.
Dad, you go ahead, give your final thoughts as we wrap this up. I Charlize number 1.
So for Charlize, for me, she's like the best actress or the best actor in this this league for me, because she is the most versatile. And she's the most versatile. She has done comedy, she's done action, just like they were lauding, and then she's done drama. Like all these festival darling movies, like Young Adult and stuff like that, are some of my favorites. And she's also basically a fucking chameleon. She's just like I would put her up with Daniel Day-Lewis and all these people that can basically just lose themselves in a role.
And Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp.
Sure, and Gyllenhaal and all these people that are just really good at method acting. Just why when you were talking about Angela Bassett doing Charlize Theron, I was like, is she really going to put herself through all of that challenge? Yes. Like she was, like Haley was talking about with Monster and stuff, just like doing all this physical stuff to like lose herself in the role. I can't lose something like that, an actress like that. And with Matthew McConaughey, I kept him second because I really like a lot of the movies that he's done, going all the way back to Dazed and Confused and stuff like that. So I probably, if I'm going on movies I want to keep, I'd probably have to keep more of Bassett's and Charlize's. But when I was thinking of this list, I basically was just going for like prime talent and just like future, and so that's why
I had Bassett as last.
Yeah, I don't disagree, except for the Angela Bassett stuff, because I did have Charlize second, and then I switched it for Matthew McConaughey. But yeah, Drew,
it's just her evolution. Like we were saying before, like I agree with Chad. She's versatile because if you look at her early career. She had roles like in Men of Honor, 2 Days in the Valley.
That thing you do.
Yeah, that thing you do where she's the pretty face, where you just see her and she's supposed to be the femme fatale. Then later on in the 2000s, she switches from being like the cancer-stricken love interest to being a serial killer to being an action hero in Aeon Flux. And then later on, she starts doing like festival darlings, like Tully, like Young Adult, where she's very unlikable and irredeemable at times. To where roles like in Bombshell, Mad Max Fury Road, to where she's playing a very complex person, but unfortunately will not change from their ideals.
Again, I don't disagree. At all. These four are great. Emmanuel, give us your final thoughts, sir. Why are they all wrong? Why is Angela first? While they're not wrong, they're wrong.
So they're not wrong. So Charlize Theron all four of these people are talented actors and actresses. We all realize that, right? They make more money than any of us do probably combined. So like but Angela Bassett for me is the one you cannot deny has a ability and a responsibility on the screen that none of them possess. Okay, like let's be real, Charlize Theron gets the Halle Berry pass. To be quite honest, it's like she's there, she's beautiful. Y'all say chameleon, that's what you say. Like it's just indistinct.
She makes herself unbeautiful.
You say chameleon. You say chameleon. I say indistinct. It's she's good. The movies that y'all list are probably pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen half of them. But for me personally, myself personally, I just think that Angela Bassett brings something to that screen that sits with you no matter what role she's in. She can be on the screen for 30 seconds and you will feel and you will be moved in what she has to say. There's a reason why in everything that she's in, she gets an uninterrupted 3-minute monologue. There is a reason. Because she can carry and she can make people watch what's going on. She doesn't need lights. She doesn't need boom, boom, bang, bang. She doesn't need a whole lot of flash. She needs a word and camera, and that is it.
Drew, keep us going. Final thoughts. You're the only one who picked Sandy. I was very surprised, which
I'm surprised with myself,
but
because I'm surprised as well. Very valid points. Again, Auntie Bassett, I'm sorry, but I just couldn't. Charlize, I love her movies as well. I love action, so I love everything that she does. Just Sandy is just like, my American sweetheart. I just love her, and I have a soft spot for her. Miss Congeniality. Probably out of all of their movies that they have all together, I've watched that more than any of all the other movies. Between all the other actresses, again, Ocean's 8, I love it, and I will see anything that she's in just to see her beautiful face. Lord, Drew, why? Shut up. But anywho. Yeah.
And our resident newbie, who will hopefully be back and not be a newbie after this, finish us off. Your final thoughts on this list, who you chose, what we went through today. How you feel?
I agree with everything Emmanuel was saying, except the Charlize Theron slander.
Yeah.
I heard a little bit. But I can understand everything he's saying. Other than that, like I said before, it took me so long to make this list because I kept on jumping between Bassett and Theron. It's just the tipping factor was just the work Charlize has done to get into her roles. And that was the deciding factor for me. These actors are all great. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of McConaughey in the first place, so he felt kind of out of this. But this was a great list.
Forgot to mention True Detective for Matthew McConaughey. That was a fantastic show.
I heard that was great.
Season.
Well, with that, we are left with myself and Emmanuel keeping Auntie Angela. Haley Ryan Payne and Chad kept Charlize Theron. Drew kept Sandy B, and nobody likes Matthew McConaughey, apparently. Not anybody at all. And with that, a real view of our list. It's a lot to go through, but some stats for you. So, go down. You know what?
Excel, they don't want to listen to you.
So, 63% of people who put in a list chose Charlize Theron to stay. 25% chose Angela. Nobody, even the people who put in the list, and nobody kept Matthew and Sandy. I think Drew, that's just you. But Sandy also was out last the most with Matthew, while Charlize and Angela had one. Also seemed to get one vote apiece for number 4. And that'll do it for that. I'd like to thank everybody, as always, my whole panel. Haley, great to have you. Drew, great to have you back. Chad, you're here all the time. Emmanuel and Ryan, you two are amazing debaters. I always love you having you on. And now, the riddle. In 2 weeks or so, you know what? I'm going to hold off because construction makes it sound like there is a vuvuzela back here. I hate y'all. I'm going to be louder. In 2 weeks, Halloween is coming. So in 2 weeks, I want to know, what's your favorite scary movie? Is it slashers? Is it nightmares? You got to watch them at night or during dawn, or do you have to wait till the day? Or are you just fully into all things horror that you just like to swing into anything you hear, ready for all announcements, whether it ushers in a new wave or you're serving up the same beat to death book on a silver platter?
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I don't really do horror, so we're having a special guest host for that. And that's it. That's the riddle for a couple weeks from now, Halloween episode. Let us know. Let me know if y'all want on. With that, for Haley, Andrew, and Chad, and Emmanuel, and Mr. Ryan Payne.